At 6 a.m., the world is still wrapped in silence, the streets are calm, the air is cool, and the noise of life hasn't begun its daily rush. It's the hour where dreams either drift away with sleep, or begin to take shape in the real world. The power of 6 a.m. is not just in waking early, it's in claiming a sacred time when your mind is clear, your heart is open, and your purpose is waiting to be awakened. Most people underestimate those early hours. They hit the snooze button, roll over, and let opportunity slip quietly past. But the dreamers who rise, those who stand up while the world is still sleeping, discover something profound. They find clarity, discipline, and direction. They realize that success doesn't start with a loud announcement, it begins with quiet commitment. At 6 a.m., your thoughts are louder than the world's opinions. There are no distractions, no messages, no demands. Just you, your intentions, and the promise of a brand new day. This is where transformation begins. Not in the rush of the afternoon or the chaos of the evening, but in the serenity of morning, where every minute becomes a seed of greatness. When you wake up at 6 a.m., you are sending a message to your life that you are serious. You are telling your dreams, I am ready. You're proving that what you want matters more than comfort, more than laziness, more than the easy choice. Because comfort never created a legacy, ease never built a dream, and excuses have never written a success story. Think about every great achiever you admire. The artist, the athlete, the leader, the visionary. They all have one thing in common: they rise early. Not because they love waking up, but because they love what they're waking up for. They understand that every sunrise is a second chance to become who they were meant to be. The power of 6 a.m. lies in preparation. While others are sleeping, you're aligning your spirit with purpose. You're praying, meditating, writing, exercising, visualizing, or learning. You're building mental armor for the day ahead. You're strengthening your faith, your mindset, and your focus. By the time the rest of the world wakes up, you've already taken command of your energy and direction. That's the quiet advantage of the early riser. Success isn't built in a day. It's built in the hours that most people overlook. Every morning becomes a brick in the foundation of your destiny. Those who rise at 6 a.m. understand that greatness is not a coincidence. It's a consequence of consistent small choices made over time. And let's be honest, waking up early isn't easy. There will be mornings when your bed feels like heaven, and your motivation feels like dust. But discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Those first few moments of discomfort are the price of a life filled with purpose. The moment you choose purpose over pleasure, you step into power. The 6 a.m. hour teaches you patience. It teaches you to sit with yourself, to listen, to grow. It's where gratitude becomes your morning language. When you rise with the sun and whisper, "Thank you," before the world even knows you're awake, you begin your day with grace instead of stress. Gratitude doesn't just change your morning, it changes your life. Imagine this: instead of being rushed and reactive, you start your day calm, centered, and clear. You have time to think, time to breathe, time to plan. You speak to your dreams before the noise of the world can talk you out of them. That's the beauty of 6 a.m. You get to write your story before the world edits it. The truth is, success doesn't come from doing extraordinary things once. It comes from doing simple things consistently. When you rise early, you're practicing consistency. You're training your mind to lead your body, not the other way around. You're choosing your day before your day chooses you. And that single act of control ripples into everything else. Your relationships, your work, your confidence, your peace. If you start your day with intention, you end your day with satisfaction. But if you start with distraction, you end with regret. 6 a.m. is your daily reminder that time is the most valuable currency we own. It's the only thing we can't earn back. Every morning, you're given 24 golden hours. How many will you waste sleeping through them? When you rise at 6 a.m., you meet your higher self, the version of you that believes, that creates, that acts with faith. You connect with that inner voice that says, I can, I will, I must. You stop waiting for motivation and start creating momentum. Some mornings, you'll rise with joy. Other mornings, you'll rise with tears. But both are holy, because every sunrise is an invitation to begin again. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter how far you've fallen or how tired you are, 6 a.m. whispers a promise: you still have time, you still have purpose, you can still rise. When you start your mornings in alignment with prayer, gratitude, purpose, and focus, you unlock a different level of peace. You stop chasing success and start attracting it. You stop asking, how, and start trusting, when. Because when your mornings are intentional, your life becomes unstoppable. Every morning, you're either feeding your fear or fueling your faith. 6 a.m. is where faith wins. It's where you remind yourself that you are not defined by where you are, but by where you're willing to go. It's where you decide that your dreams are not too big and your time is not too late. So, if you've been waiting for a sign to change your life, this is it. Set your alarm for 6 a.m. Tomorrow. Don't just wake up. Rise. Get out of bed with purpose. Stretch your hands toward the heavens. Take a breath of gratitude. Then, take one small step toward your dream. Read a page. Write a goal. Pray a little deeper. Move your body. Do something that aligns with the person you're becoming. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen, one sunrise at a time. The world rewards those who are willing to show up before they're ready, before it's convenient, before they're certain. Because courage doesn't wait for the perfect time, it creates it. So, rise with courage, rise with faith, rise with intention. Because the power of 6 a.m. isn't just in the time, it's in the transformation. It's where dreamers become doers, where vision turns into victory, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Every sunrise is your second chance to make the rest of your life the best of your life. So, tomorrow morning when your alarm rings, don't hit snooze, hit destiny, rise, shine, and turn your dreams into reality. As conclusion above all, remember this: the morning is a mirror of your life. If you master your mornings, you master your days. If you master your days, you master your destiny. So, let 6 a.m. be your sacred hour. Let it be the time where faith meets action, and dreams begin their journey from imagination to manifestation. The power is already within you. All you have to do is wake up and claim it. At 6 a.m., life gives you a sacred invitation to begin again. It is not just the start of a new day. It's a quiet promise from the universe whispering, here is another chance. When the rest of the world is still resting in dreams, you are awake, already building yours. That early light, soft and golden, is more than sunlight. It's a symbol of hope, clarity, and discipline. The power of 6 a.m. lies not in the clock, but in the character it builds. It separates the dreamers who wish from the dreamers who work. There is something spiritual about that hour. It is the hour of honesty, where you can't hide behind excuses or distractions. It is just you, your thoughts, your fears, your goals, your truth. And it's in those moments of solitude that the seeds of greatness are planted. Those who understand this hour understand the rhythm of success. They understand that success is not a loud event. It's a quiet process that begins long before anyone is watching. The world may see the finished product, the achievements, the recognition, the applause, but it will never see the early mornings when you were alone, choosing to push through. 6 a.m. is not glamorous. It's raw, it's silent, and sometimes it's lonely. But it's also powerful beyond measure. Because while others are sleeping, you're shaping your destiny. You're choosing discipline over comfort, purpose over pleasure, consistency over chaos. It's in those still moments that your heart speaks the loudest. You can hear your calling. You can see the vision clearer. You can feel your spirit aligning with your purpose. At 6 a.m., you're not just preparing for the day. You're preparing for life. You're creating the energy that will carry you through every challenge, every setback, every opportunity. Waking up early is not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about showing up for yourself. Because when you show up early, you're telling the universe, I am ready to receive. You're telling yourself, I am worthy of change. Every early morning is a statement of faith. You're believing that what you do in the quiet will someday echo in the world. It's easy to stay in bed. It's easy to say, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't create transformation. Today does. And today begins the moment you choose to rise. The truth is, the bed will always be warm and the world will always be busy. But the opportunity to grow, to truly grow, exists in that small space between sleep and action. That's where power lies. The discipline of waking at 6 a.m. is a declaration that you are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You are happening to life. You are no longer reacting to circumstances, you are creating them. That shift, that decision, that commitment, it changes everything. And let's be honest, there will be mornings when it feels impossible, when your alarm sounds and your body screams for 5 more minutes. But remember, every 5 more minutes steals a piece of your purpose. Every time you delay, you drift further from the person you are becoming. Success doesn't belong to those who wait for motivation. It belongs to those who create momentum. The power of 6 a.m. also lies in reflection. It's the time when you can journal your thoughts, pray for guidance, meditate on gratitude, and plan your actions. You can set intentions instead of just writing to-do lists. You can align your energy with your goals. When you begin your day with gratitude, you set the tone for abundance. Gratitude transforms how you see the world. It reminds you that even in small beginnings, greatness is growing. Every morning you wake with purpose, you are watering your dreams. It may not look like much at first, a few quiet moments, a bit of exercise, a journal entry. But over time, these small acts compound. They build strength, clarity, and courage. 6M becomes your foundation, and from that foundation, you build an unshakable life. When you rise early, you learn to respect time. You realize that every minute wasted is a piece of your future gone. You start valuing every hour, every opportunity, every breath. You stop rushing through life and start living it with intention. You stop chasing things and start creating meaning. The person who owns the morning owns the day, and the one who owns the day owns their destiny. At 6 a.m., the noise of the world hasn't yet begun. The phone isn't buzzing. The notifications haven't started. The opinions of others haven't filled your head. It's pure space, mental, emotional, spiritual space, to think, to breathe, to grow. You can connect with something higher than yourself. You can ask, who am I becoming? And actually hear the answer. Those who start their day at 6 a.m. begin from a place of peace rather than panic. They lead their time instead of being led by it. They plan their actions rather than reacting to chaos. They understand that success is not about speed, it's about alignment. It's about moving with focus and intention rather than haste and confusion. There's also something deeply healing about seeing the sunrise. Watching light break through darkness is nature's reminder that no matter how long the night, the morning always comes. And maybe that's the most beautiful lesson 6 a.m. teaches us, that no matter how dark life gets, light always returns. You can always begin again. You can always rise. Many people wait for the perfect season to begin, the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling. But the truth is, perfection is the enemy of progress. The power of 6 a.m. is about starting where you are, with what you have, and doing what you can. It's about taking that first small step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. Because progress doesn't happen in leaps. It happens in layers. Every morning, you get to choose: do you rise with purpose or roll with excuses? Do you feed your dream or your doubt? The direction of your life is determined by those choices. The person you become is shaped not by your intentions, but by your habits. And habits are born in the morning. If you spend your mornings on purpose, your life will move with purpose. If you spend your mornings in chaos, your life will reflect that chaos. You can't have peace in your days if you begin them in confusion. You can't have success in your goals if you start them in distraction. So, choose your mornings wisely. They are the architects of your destiny. 6 a.m. is a commitment to yourself. It's you saying, I matter enough to show up for me. Because if you don't invest in yourself, who will? The world will always ask for your energy, your time, your attention. But your dreams require your devotion. And that devotion begins before the world demands you. It's not just about waking up. It's about waking up with purpose. You could rise early and still be asleep inside, lost in routine and noise. But when you rise with intention, with heart, with faith, with clarity, you ignite something different. You awaken your potential. You align your spirit. You move through the day not as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of reality. At 6 a.m. you learn to lead yourself. You learn self-respect, self-discipline, and self-belief. You realize that if you can conquer the morning, you can conquer anything. Because if you can win the first hour, the rest of the day follows your command. And soon, you realize that the power of 6 a.m. doesn't just change your schedule, it changes your spirit. The transformation that begins in the morning extends into every area of your life. You think clearer. You work harder. You love deeper. You respond with patience. You carry peace instead of stress. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. That's not luck. That's alignment. The power of 6 a.m. is not about impressing the world. It's about improving yourself. It's about understanding that every sunrise is a personal invitation to live differently, to think higher, to love stronger, to give more, to be more. So tomorrow, when that alarm rings, Don't see it as a burden, see it as a blessing. You are alive. You have purpose. You have time. Don't waste it waiting for the perfect moment. Create it. Use those first sacred minutes to breathe, to thank, to dream, to move. Write down one thing you're grateful for, one goal you will achieve, and one reason why you refuse to quit. And then go. Step into your day with power. Because the world needs what you carry. Your light, your voice, your purpose, they matter. The dreams that visit you at night are waiting to see daylight through your actions. When you rise at 6 a.m., you are not just chasing success, you're creating significance. You're not just building a career, you're building a legacy. You're not just managing time, you're mastering life. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize it wasn't one big moment that changed everything. It was 1,000 quiet mornings when you chose to rise. You'll remember the stillness, the discipline, the faith, the focus, and you'll know that's where the miracle began. Above all, remember this: the sun will rise whether you do or not. But if you rise with it, you'll find that life opens in ways you never imagined. The power of 6 a.m. is the power of choice, the choice to begin, to believe, to become. Each sunrise is a reminder that you are capable of starting again, of building, of transforming. So, rise tomorrow. Rise for your dreams, your family, your future, your faith, your calling. Rise for the life you've always imagined. Because 6 a.m. is not just a time, it's a transformation. It's where ordinary people decide to live extraordinary lives. It's where dreams wake up and start walking. And it's where your story of greatness begins, one morning, one moment, one miracle at a time. Above all, the power of 6 a.m. is not in the clock, it's in the choice. It's in the decision to rise while the world sleeps, to believe when no one else sees, and to act before opportunity knocks. Every sunrise carries a message. Your life can change today if you choose to begin. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the right time. It comes to those who create it, moment by moment, morning by morning. So let the world sleep a little longer, and let you rise a little earlier. Use that quiet time to align your spirit, to feed your purpose, to build your dream. Because every great life is built in the unseen hours, every destiny is shaped in the discipline of dawn. The power of 6 a.m. is your invitation to lead your life instead of following it, to live with clarity, gratitude, and faith that every new day is a step closer to who you're meant to be. Rise with intention, move with purpose, and watch your dreams become reality, one sunrise at a time.